So, picture this. Australia just pulled off a nail-biting win against Cuba in the U20 World Cup, but the celebration? It didn't last long. Right now, their entire tournament fate is just hanging by a thread, and it all comes down to a waiting game. So today we're going to break down this incredible cliffhanger, and we're going to do it through the eyes of their coach, Trevor Morgan.
You can just feel the relief in that quote, can you? This was absolutely not just another game for Australia. After a really tough start to the tournament, this was all about finally getting something on the scoreboard to show for all their hard work. And that's because, according to Morgan, the team felt like they probably deserved a bit more from those first few matches. So you see, this win, it was way more than just 3 points. It was validation. It was the result finally catching up to the performance they felt they'd been putting in the whole time.
Okay, so how exactly did they pull off this must-win game? Well, according to the coach, the match itself was this fascinating puzzle, and it really played out into completely different halves. And what's really interesting here is the tactical trade-off. In that first half, their finishing was just clinical. I mean, they took their chances perfectly. But then, in the second half, they switched gears and actually created way more opportunities, even if they weren't quite as precise. It just shows you that this was a team that was constantly adapting, always pushing, trying to find different ways to get the job done. And this quote, this really gets to the heart of how the match felt. This was not some calm, controlled game of chess. No way. In the coach's own words, it was a fight for survival. Both teams were just desperate, and you could feel that raw desperation in every single tackle and every run. All that desperation just created this kind of controlled chaos out on the field. The coach talked about these constant transitions, this frantic chase for goals, and of course, the pressure of that ticking clock. And even though they were trying to stay calm and control the tempo, the stakes were just so incredibly high that the game was almost impossible to manage. But, right in the middle of all that chaos, one player's story really stands out. And that is the story of Max Caputo, who stepped up and delivered a truly game-changing performance just when his team needed him the most. 2 goals. That was Caputo's contribution. But man, those 2 goals were absolutely everything. Like Coach Morgan said, they gave us a great platform for the win. They just sliced right through the chaos and put Australia in the driver's seat. And what makes it all even more incredible is the story behind it. Get this. This was Caputo's very first start of the entire tournament. This is a young guy who'd been out with a pretty significant injury, so the coach took a bit of a gamble thinking his freshness would be a tactical advantage. And you know what? It was a gamble that paid off, big time. And beyond all the tactics, Coach Morgan really captured the pure emotion of the moment. It's such a powerful reminder that for these young players, it's not just about winning the game. It's about that incredible, amazing feeling of pride you get scoring for your nation on the world stage. So, the final whistle blows. The win is in the bag, but the story is so far from over. In fact, this is where the real tension actually begins. The team has done everything they possibly can on the field, and now they enter the dreaded waiting game. It's the question that's on every single fan's mind, and you can bet it's on the team's mind too. Their destiny is suddenly completely out of their own hands. So, how exactly does this whole thing work? Okay, here's the breakdown. With their own group matches all done, Australia's only path to the knockout rounds is to qualify as one of the best third-place teams. And what that means is they literally have to just sit there and watch the final matches in all the other groups, just hoping and praying the results go their way. And this is where you get to the really bizarre reality of tournament soccer. All of a sudden, as the coach pointed out, the entire Australian team becomes huge fans of teams they have zero connection to, like the USA or Colombia. Why? Because a win for one of them could be the very thing that opens up a spot for Australia. It's such a strange, powerless position to be in. So, this is the mindset. This is the simple but powerful message the coach leaves his team with. Patience and hope. They've done everything they can out on the pitch. And now, all that's left to do is wait, and to keep on believing that their journey isn't over just yet. What an absolute cliffhanger.